Hi, my name is Sharon. This is January 28th, 2013. I am making a shawl with a ruffled edge, and I've developed a way to do a decrease bind off in purl 2 knit 2 ribbing. So I wanted to show you how to do that. You can see on this side that this part is not in ribbing. These first 5 stitches, the ribbing actually starts on the 6th stitch, where I have 2 knits and then 2 purls and followed all the way down the rest of my yarn or my shawl ruffle. So you need to be able to tell the difference between the purl stitches and the knit stitches. These first 5 present as purl stitches, and the way you can tell that is the little bar that's going across, a little bump. Those are presenting as purl stitches. The next 2, which are the 6th and 7th stitches, are presenting as knit stitches, and all you can see there is a little loop down below, and then it looks straight underneath. You don't see that little bump going across immediately under the needle. So I'm going to start over here with these first 5 stitches that present as purls, and to start off, and this is a one time only, you purl 1 stitch. I am a continental knitter, so I'm holding my yarn in my left hand, but you use the way you're comfortable. Then I'm going to put that stitch back onto the left hand needle, and I'm going to purl 2 stitches together. Pull them both off. That means I have bound off 1 stitch. So for this decreased bind off, we are always going to put this stitch back onto the left hand needle, and again we're going to work 2 stitches together. So I'm purling 2 stitches together, pulling them off. I've bound off my 2nd stitch. I want you always to be looking for the next stitch at the stitch that's on the left hand needle before you put the stitch from the right hand needle back on. It's this stitch that's going to determine whether you knit or purl. This still presents as a purl, so I'm going to put my stitch back onto the left hand needle, purl 2. Again, the next stitch presents as a purl. I'm going to put my stitch back on, purl 2 together. Now my next stitch presents as a knit stitch. So before I put this back on, I need to move my yarn to the back of the needle. I'm going to put this stitch back on, and instead of doing a regular knit 2 together, we're going to knit 2 together through the back loop. So I'm going to enter as if to purl, and I'm going to wrap the yarn around and pull it through both loops. If you don't know how to do this maneuver, you probably can look up knit 2 through the back loop, or simply knit through the back loop to see how to wrap your yarn. Now my next stitch over here is again a knit. I'm going to pass this back over, knit 2 together through the back loop, and pull them off. My next stitch is a purl stitch. So I have to bring the yarn to the front, put my loop back, and purl 2 together. Again, another purl, purl 2 together. The next one is a knit stitch. Move the yarn to the back, bring this over, knit 2 together through the back loop. The next is a knit, bring the stitch back over, knit 2 together through the back loop. I'm going to show you a little bit of what our edge looks like now. We're getting this nice little row of loops on the back, and it looks nice from the front. But the reason to knit the knits and purl the purls is it's going to allow this ruffle to form a ruffle. I'm going to work a little while longer, and then I'll come back and show you how that's going to look. Okay, now I have done several more stitches, and I wanted to show you a couple of things. You may notice here at my left thumb that those little stitches look different. And the reason for that is, instead of doing the knit through the back loop, I knitted through the front loop just for those 2 stitches. And that is a look that you might prefer, but you will get a different look. So let's look at the top edge of the whole thing. And you will see that where I was doing the purl twos alternating with the knit through the back loop, you get this nice little ridge all the way down. It looks very consecutive, and from the top you really can't tell which are knits and which are purls. But when you get down here to where I did the knit through the front loop, you will have two little bars going up and across. So those will alternate. If you choose to do that, they will alternate with those other loops. And that might be a look that you prefer, and that's just fine. You can do whatever you want. Also, I wanted to point out here where I did the knit through the back loop, it does twist that little stitch just right underneath the one that you worked through. That's what it looks like when you knit through the back loop. I hope you've enjoyed the video and find it helpful. I'm on Ravelry, and maybe you can find me there. This shawl is the Yarden shawl, Y-A-R-D-E-N, and you can find that on Ravelry. It's designed by someone else. I chose to put this ruffle on, and I followed the instructions for the Mara shawl, M-A-R-A, and that is also on Ravelry as a free pattern and also done by someone else. So I have combined those two patterns to do my shawl, and I hope you enjoy this video.